Hello and welcome back to the Heartbreak to Hot Girl podcast with your host, Natalie Vanessa. We are on episode 4. Can you believe it? I've been doing this for 4 weeks now, which is amazing. I love sitting down, just coming to talk to you guys. It feels a lot more personable than just when I pick up the phone and I post something on Instagram or TikTok. I feel like this is a time for us to really connect, vibe, for you to get to know me a bit more as well, and for me to explore further topics that I want to explore. So yeah, my week so far, so it's a Tuesday as I'm recording, and this will be out on Wednesday. And I have a post going absolutely viral right now. Like I'm sure that it's gonna hit a million views, which is absolutely insane. I've received so many new followers as well. So if you are following me because you saw that post, I did a post about my story about being with my ex for over 10 years and him cheating, da 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 da. If you've come from that video, then welcome. If you're new here, this is a wholesome place. Like, I am a bit of everything. I can give you advice on healing, coming back, bouncing back after divorce, and then also just being that hot girl, okay? Because for so long I wasn't that hot girl, and I rediscovered her, and I want everyone else to as well. Any woman that's going through a divorce, heartbreak, or anything that has derailed her life, I want those women to get back to the hot girls that they always were. Because I know you were a hot girl before. I know you were a hot girl before that man came into your life and tried to ruin it. Okay, anyways, that's not the point of the episode today. Okay, let's not get sidetracked now. Let's take it on back. As always, get a cup of tea or a hot drink, whatever your beverage is of choice, cold drink, whatever. Just take some time. Just take a moment. If you've got a busy schedule, give me half an hour of your time. Give me half an hour of that. If you can't do that, then yeah, listen to me while you're cleaning the house, cooking, whatever. Whatever you need to do. I appreciate you spending the time with me, firstly. I do. So yeah, I'm sipping on some peppermint tea today with a dash of honey because, I like it a little sweet and if you're watching the visuals, I've got this beautiful pink mug here with some flowers on it and then a big N in the middle. So this is like the biggest mug that I have, and I usually have it when I'm having my herbal teas because I don't know, I just feel like you can't have enough of a herbal tea. Do you know what I mean? If it's a black tea, I don't want to drink too much because the caffeine in it. But a herbal tea, I will drink a bucket of it. So this is basically a bucket with a handle. Anyways, you didn't come here for me to talk about tea. As much as I love tea, I really do. You are here to hear some wisdom, to hear something empowering, to hear something inspirational, and you're in the right place. I'll tell you that. You are in the right place. As always, I like to speak from the heart. So my podcasts are not heavily scripted. It's literally you girl goes off vibes. I have a few notes, things that I want to cover, make sure it's a bit structured for you girls, because sometimes I can be all over the shop, but we're trying to make it structured so you guys can really follow me. But yeah, I'm going to speak from the heart. This is something that I've been thinking about. I don't know, it's been popping up, and every time it pops up in my head, I feel annoyed by it. And I'm like, I need to get this message out to the ladies, to the girlies, because I don't want y'all to, if you haven't gone through what I've gone through already, and you're a young girl and you haven't got married or had kids or whatever, I don't want any woman to go through what I went through. So the advice I'm giving you, if you listen to it, you won't go through what I went through, okay? And apologies if my throat kind of gives out. I am still recovering from my cold, so hence why I've got the tea to hopefully help my throat. As you can see, the title is Let the Nice Girl Die. I feel like I should have some music in the background. Let the nice girl die. Let her go, man. Let's just drop the nice girl act. Drop it. It's done. It's done. It's over. Okay? We have not got time to be nice girls anymore. I tell you that. And you're probably thinking, what? I am a nice girl. I'm good-hearted. I'm empathetic. I'm loving. I'm kind. I am all those things as well, girl. I am a very understanding, empathetic woman, ready to give love. I am the lover girl. Guys, I've got a lover girl group on Instagram. I am such a lover girl, and I will always be a lover girl. But I am not going to be a nice girl anymore. The nice girl is gone. I'm telling you, she died a death, and we are mourning her today. Okay. So let me explain. Let's let me give you some background into why am I so obsessed with this word nice? Why am I so triggered by it? Like, surely it's just a word. And no, it's not. Nothing is just as it seems, guys, right? Nothing is just as it seems. And I like to do a bit of digging, and I'm a bit of a nerd. If you know me, I've got 2 degrees, honey. I've got an undergrad and a postgrad. Like, your girl's smart. Your girl is nerdy and smart. So when I'm covering topics like this, I'm like, where did this word come from? What is the history behind this word? So I did a little bit of digging, okay, as you do, a little bit of digging, and didn't take much digging, to be honest, and found out that I was quite, no, was I surprised at the origins of this word? No, I wasn't, because I feel like even though the origins of the word has slightly changed, or sorry, the meaning of the word has slightly changed over the years, centuries, whatever, I still think it always had this slight undertone of, nice isn't a great thing. When we refer to, oh, he's a nice guy, that's not a compliment. It's not, it's never a compliment. It's he's a bit corny. He's a bit, it's a term that's used that has a bit of a slight negative connotation to it. And when I found out the history of it and the origin of the word, it makes a lot of sense. Okay. So what is the origin of the word nice? So nice, it turns out, began as a negative term derived from the Latin, and I think you say, hold on, let's play it. Hold on. Necius, okay? Necius. So it derived from the Latin term necius, which meant, ladies, unaware, ignorant, meant silly, stupid. Like, it was a negative word. It meant stupid, okay? And it was only in the 1300s that nice began to be referred to as, something positive. They would refer to people's clothing as nice. If they had excessively luxurious and lavish clothing, it was termed as nice, okay? And the term nice was further softened in the 1500s as well, and it was describing something as refined culture. So it was a polite word to use, it was positive. But as, time has gone on, 200 years later, nice still does the job. Like, it still gets across that it's generally quite positive and pleasant. But like what I said, the term nice guy or nice girl always has undertones of, it's a bit of an insult. It's almost seen as a bit of an insult. And I really do believe it's because of the origins of this word have sort of been carried through history. So when someone calls you a nice girl, in particular, when men call you a nice girl, it's not a compliment, sis. It's not. What they're saying to you is, I can see you're very agreeable. I can see that you're willing to do whatever. You're a bit of a yes girl, and that's why you're nice. And we don't want to be nice to these men, okay? We don't want to be nice to them because, and I don't mean, I hope no one's getting this wrong, that I mean be a evil, cruel woman. You can be a good woman, and we're going to come on to that later, okay? Nice is not the same as good, okay? You can be a good woman, but not a nice woman. And that's why we need the nice woman to die, essentially. We need her to go. So being the nice girl is the girl who always gives the benefit of the doubt. Okay, how many of us, and I'm really talking to everyone that's listening, how many of us, put your hands up, okay, no one can see you. How many of us have given a man the benefit of the doubt and he turned out to screw us over? My hand is up, ladies, if you can't see, my hand is up. I hope your hand is up too, because I know we all did it once, okay? If you listen to my podcast, we got to be honest with ourselves here. How many of us gave these guys the benefit of the doubt? That's what nice girls do. Nice girls, they over-explain, they over-accommodate, and they overextend themselves. Nice girls don't want to appear difficult or dramatic or high maintenance. How many of us are like, yeah, I'm such a chill babe, like, you don't have to worry about me, da-da-da. Why are we doing that? To be nice, to be easier for the man. But what does that do for ourselves? That's self-abandonment, ladies. That's what it is. It's self-abandonment. And the nice girl persona, it's a girl that wants to be liked. So she tolerates things that make her uncomfortable. You get that? The nice girl tolerates things that makes her uncomfortable and makes everyone else around her comfortable. What's that called, ladies? Self-abandonment. Thank you. Let me take a sip of my tea. This version of nice is not kindness at all. It's not. It's abandoning self. And if we are to grow from our heartbreak and become the hot girls that we want to become, we need to let the nice girl die. Okay. And I know there's many reasons, and I'm going to get into it as to why so many of us have adopted the identity of the nice girl. And I'm going to get into it. Don't worry, I got you. I know you're sat there and you're like, yeah, get into it now. We just have to build. Do you know what I mean? We have to build. But where does this nice girl come from? It's about wanting peace, okay? It's about avoiding conflict. Because maybe you've had a difficult upbringing where your family home was chaotic, and you learned that keeping your mouth shut and not saying anything, not antagonizing your parents in any way, meant an easy life. Your home environment wasn't safe for you to be yourself and express yourself. Because if you did that, there would be repercussions. So you realize that silence is what was going to get you through. Silence was probably your way of surviving. But here's the thing now. Now we are no longer those children, those scared children in those homes. We are women. We are mothers, some of us. We're adults. You know, we don't have to live like how we did when we were a child. We have a voice now. And the one thing with maturing out of childhood into adulthood is finding your voice and speaking up. And if we haven't resolved those traumas from when we were a child, we will continue being that nice girl, because you know what? It's easy. But who is it easy for? The people on the receiving end. It's not easy for you. Maybe as a child, you were praised for being easy and calm. I was super quiet as a child. I gave no problems at all. I was really molded into being that nice girl. I really was. And now as mums, a lot of us, society always has the, I get it. Mums are supposed to be patient. We're supposed to be kind. We're supposed to be self-sacrificing, all of that, which we do have to be that for our kids. But I think what happens is that we take those traits and we let them spill over into our romantic settings and romantic environments, even with our friends. We don't have to be self-sacrificing for our partner, for our friends, even for our mother or father. We don't need to be doing that. But I think some women who are mums, that becomes their whole identity. Like their whole identity starts with being a mum and ends with a mum, and they don't know how to step out of that. And if that is you listening as well, I'm not here to shame you, because I'm not about that. But it's really important that you start to form an identity outside of motherhood. You were a woman before you became a mum, and you need to make sure you hold on to that woman for dear life, okay? Because being a mother is just a part of your identity. It isn't your whole identity. And when it becomes your whole identity, you can then struggle with this nice girl. I'm a nurturer for my kids, and now I'm a nurturer for everyone. We're not here to nurture everybody. Yes, nurture your children, be the mother for your kids. We are not here to mother men. We are not here to mother our friends. We are not here to mother our mother, okay? We're not here to parent our parents. Right, I'll let that one sit there. But all of this comes as a response from trauma, people pleasing, overcompensating. You don't feel good enough. So to make everyone else feel better, you just agree with them because you don't feel like your voice is worthy enough. And this is where the niceness cloak comes on, and it's dangerous. And why it's dangerous? Because there are many people, and I don't even want to just limit this to men, but men for the most part, there are people out there that are not kind. They're not good people, manipulators, abusers. Like, they are just evil to the core. And the thing with these types of people, they are really, really good at spotting a nice person. Okay, let's take it to men. Let's bring it home, because I know a lot of my listeners are women. There are a lot of men that can smell out a nice woman from afar. Okay, men are not stupid, contrary to popular belief. Men are not stupid. They are very smart, very intelligent, very strategic in their ways. They don't make movement without intention, right? So they will spot the nice girl, the empathetic girl, the soft, agreeable girl, right? And see that as an opportunity to take her on. And because she's so nice, it's an easy job for that man. No resistance, no pushback, just an easy way in. And I'm talking from experience, ladies. I'm taught from experience all the time, because I was that nice girl. And do you know what? Even up until recently, I've been that nice girl, and I've seen men come in and take advantage of that. And I'm putting my foot down. And, I've got male friends, and they're like, no, Nat, like, don't let it change you. Like, keep your heart the same. But I'm like, you guys are not getting it. You guys are not getting it. It's not that I'm going to become a bad woman, because I could never be a bad woman. Like, no, I'm a good woman, but I'm not going to be nice, because nice was some of those things that I mentioned before. Nice was me over accommodating for people. It was me not appearing difficult. It was me saying yes to everything. It was me giving the men the benefit of the doubt. And if you know my story, I gave a man the benefit of the doubt for a whole decade. Don't do what I did. If you're listening and you haven't been married yet, no kids, don't do what I did. Let your nice girl die right now, today, okay? Now, if we add dating as a single mum, because I know a lot of single mums follow me. If you're out in the world and now you've gone out there to date, right? If we don't feel confident in ourselves, if we haven't built our self-worth from our previous relationship, we have a tendency to feel that we are bringing too much to a relationship in terms of our kids. And I hate using the word baggage, but you see what I mean. We're bringing extra responsibilities and baggage to the man. So in doing so, some of us feel like we need to prove that we're not a burden, that we're just easy, like you're thinking in the back of your head, like, I know I come with kids, so let me just be easy for this man. Let me be nice to this man. No, sis, stand on business. Whether you have kids or not, doesn't matter. Your worth is still the same. You are still who you are. And the right man will take you on with those children, whether you're nice or not. Because here's the thing, side note, men don't really like good men, like decent men, don't like nice women. Yeah? They don't like nice women. In fact, they like bitches. They do. They do. And someone won't admit it, but they love them a bitch. I'm so sorry. The saying, treat them mean, keep them keen. Anytime, okay, let's use the example. Say you've got a guy and you don't really fancy him. Like, you're paying him no mind. You're not even treating him nicely. Isn't he always the one blowing up your phone? Isn't he always the one, yeah, I want to take you on a date? Isn't he always the one that's buying you gifts, sending you money, Uber Eats money, booking your Uber, picking you up, and you're not nice to him? Oh, but the guy that you do like, the one that you do fancy and you're nice to, how does he treat you? Sis, how does he treat you? Okay. Say less. Because, like I said, men don't really like nice women. They don't. The abusers do. They do. But we're not trying to pick up any more of those. Okay. So what is the cost of being a nice girl? Because there's a cost with everything, right? When you self-sacrifice yourself, what is the cost for that? Obviously, you lose yourself, but then you also stay in situations longer than you should have been. You end up losing your self-respect. You end up losing yourself. And as I'm speaking, I'm really like taken back to the 10 years that I did that. And you know what? Sometimes I have come through that heartbreak, but sometimes I feel this level of sadness, and you probably can hear how my voice is my energy is kind of dropped a bit, because I feel that the sadness for the 10 years that I did that I sacrificed myself, that I minimized my own needs. I put someone else's needs above mine. I gave up my career, ladies. I gave up my career to be a stay-at-home mum, to receive little to no money from my husband. That's a form of financial abuse, but hey, we'll get into that another time. But I feel sad for that woman. And do you know what? I have to honor these moments. And you should as well. When you feel the sadness, let it just be. Because that is a part of me that very much still exists. Like that woman that struggled with depression, anxiety, low mood for 10 plus years. That woman has built me. That is the foundation of me now. That is the strength that I built to do things like this, to be passionate about what I do. So I have to honor that part of me. But yeah, sorry, getting a little bit emotional there, but it's all good. It's not bad emotion. It's just an acknowledgement and validation that, I struggled for a long time. And I don't want, say, if you're listening to this, ladies, I don't want you to do the same. I don't want any woman to struggle for as long as I did. And one way you can get out of that is letting that nice girl die. Let the nice girl in you die. And what does it look like when you let that nice girl die? What does it look like? It doesn't mean now that we're going to go around saying we hate men and cussing every single man out and beating up guys like that. That's not what it's about. Your essence isn't going to change. But all it is now you're going to have boundaries in place. Because being nice, I think people think it's something to aspire to, but it's not. Being nice doesn't have any loyalties. Do you understand? Because for you to say yes to that person, you might be bending your morals to do that. So there's no loyalty. There's no consistency In fact, you're very inconsistent because in every situation, you're going to say yes to be nice. What do you then stand on? Where's your moral ground? You don't have any if you're saying yes to everyone. So when you let that nice girl die, you now become unavailable to toxicity. It now becomes really difficult for that man to come in, that manipulative man to come in and to sway you, to get to you, because you will have those boundaries all the way up. When you let that nice girl die as well, you'll stop fearing being too much. You'll stop fearing that, "Oh, I can't ask for this. I can't speak up for my needs because it's too much." Be too much. Be too much. Always. If people don't like it, if you're just being yourself and you're setting your boundaries and you're telling people your expectations and he doesn't like it, tell him to be gone and walk away immediately, because you can never be too much for the right person. And I know we've heard that a lot, but I'm going to say it on this podcast again. You can never be too much for the right person. And the less you speak, the more harm you're doing for yourself. The less you stand up for yourself, the more harm. The only person getting harmed is you. Everyone else is having a great time because, oh, Natalie's saying yes to this, Natalie's saying yes to that. We're having a great time. They're all taking from you. But who is suffering at the end of the day? Who doesn't feel like that they're themselves? Who feels detached from themselves? It's going to be you. So you need to stand up for yourself. And when I was in therapy, I did a lot of work, like inner child work. And that was really transformative for me. Honestly, transformative. If you can afford therapy, I always say, please, even if you have to make some sacrifices to afford it, it will change your life. Changed my life. And when I had my therapy sessions, shout out to Dawn, like my therapist, absolutely amazing, incredible. If you want her details, hit me up because girl, she changed my life. I remember having a session with Dawn and she got me to visualize my inner child, right? And the child that I envisioned was only about 3 or 4. It was a very young child, you know, and she got me to close my eyes, and it was a very emotional experience for me. Like the way I cried after that, Lord, you would have thought someone died. It's just connecting with that inner child and feeling the pain of that inner child and letting that pain become me in that moment was, honestly, I will not forget that moment, because it was from that moment I really started to transform. And one thing I really remembered, and I think Dawn said this to me, I can't quite remember, but when you need to speak up, when you feel like your boundaries are being crossed, sometimes we feel like we can't advocate for ourselves. But if you can envision your inner child and really, you know, have a picture and image and really connect and feel what your inner child is feeling, you can advocate for them. Because I don't think there's anyone on this earth, unless you're like a psychopath or have no heart in you, wouldn't advocate for a child. If a child wants something, think of your own children. If they're distressed, or if someone does them wrong, well, you go into mama mode. You go into mama bear. Like, don't play with my child. That's how you have to be about yourself. Someone steps over your boundaries. A man steps over your boundaries. Don't play about me. No. You need to activate that mama bear because you have it in you. You need to activate that when someone steps over your boundaries. You need to be angry that someone has even attempted to step over your boundaries. You need to be furious. Those are things you need to be angry at. How dare you cross this line when I told you what my boundary is? How dare you? And in those moments, it's not about being nice. It's not about being pleasant. It's not about making anyone feel comfortable but yourself. And if you just imagine that you have a child, well, you do have that child in you. That child lives within you. You are speaking on behalf of that child. You are the voice for that child. And you are there to protect your child throughout life against, like, for anything. You are there to protect them. So, you know, each episode I do give homework. So maybe your homework for this week is to connect with your inner child. Sit down in a quiet place, try and meditate. Just close your eyes, clear your thoughts, and really envision what your inner child will look like. And it will look different for everyone. The ages will be different. I later found out that usually it's something that the age of your inner child is based on maybe the point in your childhood where you stopped developing or something traumatic might have happened. I later found out that something traumatic happened around the age of 3 and 4 in my family household, which meant that I didn't progress from that point, which meant that a lot of times throughout my life, I was still operating as that little 3 or 4-year-old. I would get emotional at things. I would have emotional meltdowns because that's how little children act. So try and connect with your inner child. And once you have that and you can see the image, the face of your inner child and feel them, I believe it will make it easier for you to let that nice girl die and enforce those boundaries that you need to enforce. Because now you're not just doing it for yourself. Now you're doing it for little Nat, little Susie, little Johnny, the little one, whatever your name is. You're doing it for the little one in you. And you will get your reward for that. You will. So how does it look when you stop being the nice girl, right? And this is where we bring in the other term. So we're letting the nice girl die, but now we are becoming good women. Okay? Good women. And shall we find the definition of good? I mean, we all kind of know what good means, but let's read it. Okay, so I've just pulled this up. So good is that which is morally right and righteousness. Okay, good is rooted in morals. Okay, morality, like good foundation, and that is what we want, because being rooted in that means that you've got something to stand on now. You're not swayed by what people say. You have standards, principles, expectations that you live by. And that is so important when you're showing up in the world, showing up as a mum, showing up as a potential partner in the dating world. Like, all of that is so important to have. So being a good woman is being good to herself. It's not about just being good to others. It's about being good to herself. And how we spoke about, having your boundaries and connecting with your inner child and advocating for them is all what makes you a good woman. So at the beginning, you heard me say, let the nice girl die. We're not going to become evil women. We're going to become good women. And that's what I want for every single person that listens to this. And a good woman, she speaks clearly and directly. Yeah. She don't stutter. She don't mince her words. She's direct. She's assertive, still kind. Yeah, we're not here to be rude to anyone. We're not here to be disrespectful to anyone. But we are here to be straightforward, because what we're doing, we're standing on what we believe in. We have expectations. We have standards now. Some of us may have not had standards in the past, hence why we got with the people that we got with. But hey, I'm not here to shame, because I too have my story. But we're here to be good, okay? Good women don't argue, right? And this is another thing that I want to get into, yeah? I need y'all, girls, if you got a baby daddy, I need you to stop arguing with him. I need you to stop arguing with him, okay? Because we don't have time for that. In 2025, 2026 and beyond, we don't have time to be arguing with the father of our kids. I'm sorry. There's more important things to do. The economy is going down. We need to make money. And the energy that you're using to speak to that man on the phone, you could be making money, okay? That's how I see it. Any time wasted arguing with someone that you don't care about is time taken away from making money. So change your perspective, okay? So a good woman, she don't argue. She withdraws. She pulls back her energy. If you observe something that you don't like, that's challenged your boundaries or made you feel uncomfortable, the good woman, she might, state, these are my boundaries here, or she might just withdraw. She might just pull her energy all the way back. Whereas the nice girl wouldn't do that. The nice girl would stay there and be uncomfortable, okay? And over-explain. And maybe she might even try to vocalize her boundaries, but she'll over-explain doing it. And in doing so, that makes you lose your value, because you don't need to over-explain anything to anyone. You don't. Good women, or when you step into being that good woman, you date intentionally. Okay, we don't have time to be going on dates with every single guy that looks our way. And girl, my both hands are up, because a couple years ago I was on Hinge and I literally was going on dates with everybody that matched with me. Not my proudest days, but we were healing and we're better now. But that's what nice girls do, because you don't know how to say no. You don't know how to filter out the men, because you're just like, do you know what? He looks good. He's 6'2". Yeah. That's all I was saying. We're not saying yeah anymore. Okay. Write down your list of what you need in a man. Write down the list that what you want. If it's your intentions to date, because I know some women are like done with it and they rather be making money. Girl, I'm with you on that. 26. We're here for the bag. If that is you want to find your romantic partner, like genuinely, and not because you're just doing it because you don't want to be alone. Okay. I've got so many topics I want to get into. Loneliness as a single parent. Yeah. But you don't want to just be out there looking for someone to just give you comfort. You have to learn how to give yourself comfort. Okay, you're not going to find that in the other. And if you're looking for that in the other, that's going to put you in a very dangerous position. Okay, we don't want to be putting ourselves back in those places. So a good woman, she dates intentionally. She knows what she wants. Again, she's got the foundation that she's standing on, and she knows her worth is not negotiable, right? It's not negotiable. If you know the worth, the value of you, why is it up for negotiation? Because negotiation means that you're willing to change. You're willing to maybe give less or be less to negotiate, to compromise. If you compromise, like, you have to give something, and that will be giving parts of your self-worth. And we don't want to do that. Like I said, we've had our time. We've done that for too long. So here's some practical tools. Okay. So if you're thinking like, how do I stop being the nice girl? How do I do it? Okay. I got you, girl. I got you. Stop making excuses for men. Stop. If you find yourself speaking to your girls about a guy and you're reeling off the excuses, you're having to come up with excuses as to why he's a good man, stop. You've already gone too far. You've gone too far. You've gone back into the nice girl territory. We don't want to be there. Stop making excuses for grown men. Like I said before, men are not as stupid as we think. Okay? They're very intentional, very strategic, and very smart in what they do. Some of them are master manipulators, right? Stop making excuses for them. They know what they're doing. If you're confused by their actions, if you're having to fill in the blanks, best believe that man is doing that on purpose to keep you stuck. Right. Okay. Learn to say no without adding the softness to it. Okay. Learn that your no is a full sentence. Yeah. It's a full sentence. No explanation needed. No explanation needed. A man suggests to you to do something, you don't want to do it? No. Nope. Nope. And that's it. Because when you start to over explain now, that's giving someone the opportunity to pick apart your reasons as to why you said no. Why give them that opportunity? Just say no, and that's it. Make sure you mirror their effort, okay? Mirror their effort. Don't overextend. Don't be doing too much. Never be doing too much for a man that is trying to court you, sis. He's trying to court you for a reason. Let these men make the effort. Mirror the effort, okay? And this is something that I wish I knew at 19, 20, but walk away at the first sign of inconsistency. A good woman does that. Do you know why? Because she's good to herself. Remember that. A good woman is good for herself. That's why we're doing it. Not being a good woman for that man. You're not being a good woman for your sister, your brother. You're being a good woman, good person for yourself. Because you are going to benefit from that at the end of the day. And if everyone's doing that, then we're all good, aren't we? We're all good. Make sure that the life that you set up and create for yourself, a man becomes an addition and not the be all and end all. Don't let the man become your savior. Don't let him become the person that is coming to save you out of your terrible situation, because that puts you in a vulnerable place. If you're not quite there yet, build yourself up, ladies. Build yourself up, your confidence, your money, your everything. Focus on you and build yourself up so that when a good man, not a nice guy, we don't want nice guys either. Let the nice girls and nice guys do whatever they're doing. Yeah? We want good men and good women getting together. So when you're ready, the good man is going to walk on in and he will just be an addition, ladies. And you will not feel like you need to clutch onto him because you will have everything that you want. Your life will be so fulfilled that now he's just an added extra. And if he starts acting up, he can go because you already have proved to yourself that you're going to be good. You've proved to yourself that I'm fine. I'm fine either way, whether a man is here and if he's not. So ladies, the nice girl did protect you, right? We understand why we became the nice girls, right? We understand that, the nice girl label probably was put onto us by our parents, by society, by religion, or whatever else. And it protected us for a time because it just meant that we were able to coast through life quite easily. And maybe as a child, like I said, we might have been in environments that weren't safe. So as a way to protect ourselves, we didn't speak. We agreed with everything as a form of survival. But a lot of us have left those situations now, thankfully. And a lot of us, we are building beautiful lives where we are thriving. We no longer have to be the nice girls. It is safe for us to say no. It is safe for us to say, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. That's it. There's no, what explanation can you give after that? I just don't want to do it. I just don't feel comfortable. I don't like it. No, just get used to saying that. Just even practice. Someone asks you to do something, just be like, no, I can't. I can't do it. And that's okay. That doesn't make you a bad person. Let's remove the guilt, because I know some people find it difficult when they say no to people. They feel the guilt now because they have been so used to being there for everyone. People have been so used to just using and abusing them that they feel that like they have to continue that. And it may be difficult. The people around you, when you start saying no, they might be like, what's going on with her? She used to be so nice. Now she's not. Well, you can let them know that you listened to an amazing podcast by this girl called Natalie Vanessa, Heartbreak to Hot Girl, and she told me not to be nice anymore. Yeah, you can send them my way. I'll deal with them. Send them my way. Say that I told you not to be nice anymore, and I told you to tell them no. Okay? Listen, I don't really want any trouble on my doorstep, but you get what I'm saying, right? You get what I'm saying. But I'm giving you permission to say no, right? To step into being the good woman and letting the nice girl die. What an episode, ladies. What an episode. I feel I've got that off my chest. I've been thinking about that for a while. I've been thinking about that for a while. Let the nice girl die. I know mine has, listen, I'm going to do a funeral for her because we're not being nice anymore. It's too dangerous in this world. It's too dangerous in this world to be nice. And you know, I'm probably going to do some more episodes on how to balance. Obviously, you don't want to then step into your masculinity. You don't then want to become a hardened woman. You still want to be soft and feminine, but good. And I think we'll explore that as well, because you can say no while still being feminine, you know? So guys, I hope you have resonated with this episode today. If you feel that you have a nice girl in your life, like another one of your girlies or a mom or anyone that you might know that you feel would benefit from hearing this episode, please send it to them. Please send it to them and let them know they don't have to be the nice girl anymore. They don't. Please go and follow me over on Instagram. My handle is natalievanessa.x. It's the same on TikTok as well. Drop me a DM if you have been impacted by this episode. If this has provoked some kind of thought for you, if this has changed your perspective, or you might not even agree. You might have listened to this podcast right to the end and think, nah, what are you chatting about? Hit me up. Hit me up in the DMs. I'd love to speak to you. I love to connect with people because I don't just do this for banter. I don't just do this for views. I don't just do this for brand collabs. I mean, all that stuff is nice, but I do it because I genuinely feel like this is my purpose. You know what? Saying that, I was like, I felt a little bit uncomfortable saying that, but no, it's my purpose. It is. And I'm going to stand in it and I'm going to be confident in it because it's something that's been on my heart for years. I always knew that I was going to do something around women empowerment. I did, and I'll share my story on that because I've got proof that I wrote this down how many years ago and it is coming to fruition now. And I do this because I genuinely, from my heart of hearts, want you ladies to win. And I feel myself getting emotional again. So we're going to wrap this up. Okay. Ladies, love you. The tears are falling because listen, I speak this from my heart. I do. I genuinely do. Genuinely. And no matter how big my platform gets, like you are seeing my platform grow in real time. No matter how big my platform gets, I will always maintain this level of realness and rawness because this is why I'm doing it. Okay. Love you guys, and I'll speak to you next week. Bye.